Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel Made with Love. My name is Heather and today is Friday, December the 10th of 2021, and this would be day 5 of my 12 days of baking Christmas. And today I'm using this little Jello book. I have the recipe somewhere else, but I couldn't find it, so I did find it in here. And in this one, they're calling it ginger bears, but it's basically just gingerbread cookies, but it's made with the butterscotch pudding instead of using a whole bunch of like molasses and all the other ingredients. This is just a really fast, quick, easy way to make your cookies. So I'm just going to move my camera so you can see my KitchenAid just a little bit clearer. Alright, so I've got my KitchenAid stand mixer, and I've got attached to it, I've got my scale and sifter. Now I'm not actually using the scale, I'm just using the sifter part. I'm just going to make sure that this is lined up. So first things first is I need 3 cups of flour. I'm just going to stop and turn on my more lights. Oh, right, that might be a bit better. I've turned on a few more lights. It's just getting like close to almost supper time, so it's starting to get pretty dark in my kitchen. So I just need 3 cups of flour. So I measure out just a little over the 1 cup, and then you just take the back of your spoon or a knife just to even it out so you get 1 full cup. Pour that in here, and I'm going to turn the mixer on just on low. I can't quite reach. So we'll just start to sift. I like easy recipes that are just simplified, and almost 2 weeks ago that I made that gingerbread house from scratch, but I said I have a different recipe that I like, and this is not the one that I've used before. It's a little different, but it's similar to the one I like, and that it's just an easy basic cookie recipe, but by using the butterscotch pudding mix, you get it really looks and tastes like gingerbread. 3 cups of flour, and I need baking soda. Baking soda here, a teaspoon of baking soda. So I'm doubling the recipe because it says it needs one pack of a 4 serving size of pudding. And all I could find was the double pack, so I'm doubling my recipe. And then your spices. Now this is where it says you just need cinnamon and ginger, but it's Christmas, so I like to use cinnamon, ginger, cloves, allspice, nutmeg. I do have my bag of mace. I'm not sure where I put it since the other day. It's kind of got moved into the pantry somewhere. And there's a couple other ones I like this one here is already ground clove. I actually like to buy whole cloves for Christmas baking, but I'm just using what I have in my pantry. So I'm just going to give a couple shakes of each of the spices in here. It says you only need about a teaspoon of each. The nutmeg. I really like the smell and taste of nutmeg in Christmas baking, and of course the ginger, because this is to make it like gingerbread. So this one I'm going to add a little bit more. Making sure it's all mixed in there, and finally we add this here. Yep. Oh, no, we don't do the pudding part yet. See, this is a little bit different than the one that I've made before. Okay, so we've got the Okay, so we've got our flour, spices, and baking soda all kind of mixed in here. So I'm just going to take this attachment off. I'm just going to set it aside. There's still some stuff in here. Some bit of flour mixture on the little tray. I'm just going to set this aside for now. And as to this, we have to add our butter. So I've got half a cup of butter, so I'll need to grab another half a cup because I doubled the recipe. Half a cup of butter and start getting this mixed in. And we also have to add the brown sugar, so we need a whole cup of brown sugar too. And this time it says it has to be packed brown sugar. So that you always have to read the recipe when it's brown sugar if it wants it packed. So packed, you just kind of pour it in the measuring cup and you pack it down. And sometimes it will just say loosely packed, so you just kind of leave it the way it that it just falls in. So this is packed. That in now. And I gotta get another half a cup of butter, so I'll be back when I get the butter in here and it's all mixed together. Alright, so this is now mixing. This is now where I add the pudding mix and the eggs. Scissors to cut this open. We've got this bag line. This in. I always like to crack my eggs in a separate dish just so there's any egg shells. Not like I get eggshells often, but it's that one time when I don't do that. That's when I get a lot of little eggshells. I'm just going to stop this for a second. I'm just going to scrape down the sides and then I'll add the eggs. And then after I add the eggs, then I've got to roll this into a ball and let it chill for a few hours. So I guess that's what it says, right? Yeah, it doesn't say that roll and ball, it just says you have to chill dough until firm. But that's usually a couple hours. Well, maybe half an hour to 2 hours. Added the eggs, and now it's starting to really look like a dough. And it's starting to look good and smell good. So I'm just going to keep mixing this for a few more minutes till it's all blended up. And now it looks like cookie dough now. So now I'm just going to need to give this another minute of mixing because I've got some flour and butter that was stuck to the side. And then I will just be putting this in the fridge, and then I will be back when it's time to roll out the cookies. Okay, hi, welcome back. I've got this pan of cookies out of the oven. I have one pan I already took out and I've lifted up on the cooling rack, and I've got two more pans of cookies in the oven. So I'm not quite sure how many cookies I've made because I was using all three sizes of cookie cutters. So when I get the last two pans lifted up, I will count and let you know how many cookies I made. Now I know for the big ones, I only made the one pan of the large ones. So I got 9 large ones. And these are the medium-sized ones. I got a whole pan of the medium size. And I had made one pan, just the mini. And then I made another pan with the medium size and the mini. So I know for sure I've only got 9 the large ones. And I think I was at about 30, I think I was at almost 30 little ones on the one pan. And then these ones I got 12 and 14. Sorry about that. My allergies are just really acting up right now. Okay, so I said I've got, so far what I have brought out of the oven is 9 large, about almost 30 baby ones, and I said 14 of the medium size. So let me just, give me another 1 minute and I'll have the other 2 pans, or the other pan out, and I'll be back and you can see what they all look like. Alright, so I just brought my last pan of cookies out of the oven. So I have made 5 panfuls of cookies. I'm just going to put them on my cooling rack. So I'm going to see how many I got. So that was 30, I got 35 mini gingerbread ones. And then I said I got 9 of the large. And then these ones I got, so it was 14, 24. So I made quite a few cookies. So I said just depends on what size of cookies you go for, depends on how many cookies you'll get. The basic recipe says you should make about 2.5 dozen, which I got about, well, I made 24 of the regular size. So that would be pretty close to, like, a regular cookie recipe. And then because I doubled my recipe, I got these baby ones. I got a whole bunch of the baby ones, and I got some of the large jumbo ones. And I had one little chunk of dough left that was too small to form into a gingerbread, so I just turned it into a tiny little ginger snap cookie. It's fun to make these as well. If you didn't want to do like a holiday themed cookies, you can just turn them into little balls like this. And you can add like your thumbprint, so you just press your thumb into it. Or my favorite is to take the forks and you press the forks in, you get like a crisscross of the fork pattern. Or you can even use like the bottom of a water glass to get a nice star pattern or something. So there's endless possibilities with cookies. I'm just gonna move this cookie pan out of my way. Just gonna bring all the trays of cookies in so you can see I've got 2, 3, 4, 5 trays of cookies. So I'm just gonna angle my camera so you can see all the cookies. Alright, so here's all the cookies. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, you can figure this out, 4, 5. So I got 5 trayfuls of my cookies. Alright, I just want to say a big thank you to everybody who's watching and subscribing to my channel, and I just say this was my easy gingerbread cookie recipe using butterscotch pudding mix and a basic cookie recipe to get really nice looking gingerbread men. So there's the medium sized ones, there's the small one, and grab one of the jumbo ones. So you can see the size difference and how many cookies I got. So I got 9 of this size, I got 24 of these ones, and I got 35 of the little baby ones. I'm just gonna set them down before I drop the cookies. I'm gonna burn my fingers because I got the pan in front of me too. Again, just want to say a nice big thank you to everybody who's watching and subscribing, and I will see everybody in my next videos. Bye. Alright, welcome back. I've now got my gingerbread dough all chilled. It's been in the fridge for quite a few hours. And I've just had it kind of sitting out for about 10 minutes because it was just a little too cold to work with. So now it's still cold and firm, but it's just a little bit easier to work with. Sometimes if you just get left in the fridge a little too long, just leave it out on the counter for 5 or 10 minutes, just kind of like while I'm waiting for my oven to preheat kind of a thing. So now I'm ready to work with this, but this is just too big of a chunk. So I'm going to break this into 2 smaller pieces. I'm just going to work with this one piece. I'm just going to grab my flour. I'm just going to do lightly flour the surface, and I'm just going to lightly flour my rolling pin here. I've got my cookie cutter, so I'm gonna make these into just a basic gingerbread man. I've got 3 different sizes. I got this cute little baby one, and I got a little bit bigger one, and then I have an even bigger one. So I'm gonna start with the largest ones and then just do a few of the smaller ones as I have less and less dough to work with. So these you bake for about 10 minutes at 350 on a greased cookie sheet. I'm just going to roll this out to the thickness that I need. I do like this recipe because it gives a really nice, I guess it's the butterscotch pudding. Just move my camera down just a little bit. It's the butterscotch pudding that gives it this really nice color, and then all the spices that give it the flavor of gingerbread without the molasses part. So after making my gingerbread house a couple weeks ago, that would just be nice just to make some gingerbread cookies with the recipe. Now, so this was not the recipe I usually use. This one I found in my little Jello little cookbook here. I have another recipe that I really like, but I couldn't find it. I don't have it written down anywhere. It's just somewhere on Pinterest, and I've made it quite a few years in a row now, and I really like it. So I'm just going to cut out my cookies. I'm not quite sure how many cookies I'll get because I said I made a double recipe. This says that it should make about 2.5 dozen. So I'm guessing, if I double the recipe, I'll probably get close to 5 dozen. But again, I don't know what size of a cookie cutter they used, and I'm using a couple different sizes of cookie cutters. So that's going to vary on how many cookies you get in the recipe as well. So I'm just going to continue cutting out my little gingerbread men here. And I'm going to grab my cookie sheet. So I haven't sprayed them. Now I'm using these. I've just found these about a year ago. Finally bought some. So this one it's cooking spray, but this one is the extra virgin olive oil, and this one is the coconut oil. So I'm going to try the coconut oil. I'm just going to see how it compares to the regular stuff that I normally buy. What am I doing? Oh, it's got a little thing here. Let's see. I'm going to take that out. Do I take this out? What? No? No, I don't take it. I like the way it sprays. I'm not getting all that vapor spray stuff like I did with that cheap other cooking spray. So I'm just going to put these on here. And I said it'll take about 10 minutes to bake. So I will be back when the cookies are coming out of the oven.